Keep It Lit Radio's exclusive guest speaker.
My name is Beez, and I'm owner-manager, Mrswagaddict Entertainment.
Okay, what do you do?
I do a lot of everything. Basically, I manage two artists, hip-hop artists by the name of J.G. and a hip-hop, actually an R&B artist by the name of J.G. and another hip-hop artist by GT, stands for Game Time. I do management, I do artist development, promotions, shows, videography, photography, just about everything except for graphics, and I do a lot of consulting work also.
What projects have you done, and what upcoming projects do you have coming up?
Basically, right now, we're finishing up a project that we're doing with the Oakland Boys Car Club. We just finished shooting the last part of the video yesterday in Oakland. That's probably going to be our debut album. That's going to be like the really official first release for Mrswagaddict Entertainment. We do have a Swag or Die compilation that I feature a lot of artists from all over the Bay. It's just a free promo that I like to use just so everyone can cross-promote and break those boundaries of creating dialogue amongst all ourselves. So I do that. I dropped the first volume, and I'm working on volume 2 right now. So basically it's going to be the Mero Boys project, and then also my R&B artist, we're going to be releasing his first single called Flatline, probably within the next 3 months. We're setting up for that, as well as my hip-hop artist, his single is going to be BSBN, stands for bullshitting, but we got to keep it clean. So so those are the projects that we got coming up right now. And also I got a late night TV show that I'm co-producing right now with History in the Making Entertainment and Famous Films. It's going to be featuring a lot of different artists, basically anybody that's an independent, from independent business. You can do hair, graphics, artists, music, mechanics, it don't matter. You cook, anything. We're going to be featuring a lot of different people, and going to be definitely reaching out to a lot of the independents out here in the Bay Area.
Cool. So where can I check out like the show? Do you guys have a date planned for it, or what's up?
Yeah, actually we're going to start shooting on the 25th of this month, and then we're going to be setting up, and then probably our deadline of where we want to get the first episode up and running is probably going to be September 7th. But don't quote me on that. We're still a little bit flexible on the days. We're still working out the bugs. But we're definitely going to be shooting on August 25th this month. And we're starting to air Friday nights, late night at 1:30 a.m. And then also we're working on a daytime slot on Channel 20. And the debut is going to be shown on Channel 26 also, and as well out in Reno. And we're trying to look into getting some other airtime out in Atlanta also.
That sounds really great, man. That's hot. How did you market your show outside of the Bay Area? You know what I'm saying? How did you get into that?
Actually, I got propositioned. I've been supporting independent film. I'm a big time supporter for independent films and History in the Making Entertainment, Town Business, and just recently released Basketball 316. And I've been working really close with those guys and supporting them for probably about a good year, 2 years now. And he just approached me. That's Pharaoh Powell is the other co-producer of the show, and he approached me and said, "Hey, man, I need some young legs to help me get this thing up and running." So we worked out a good rapport, and everything just kind of clicked. It felt natural, and I was loving the opportunity. I saw the vision of what he had in mind of really branching out and actually really providing people with some real advertisement. None of this stuff that people are cashing out thousands and not even getting the real advertisement that they're needed and was promised. So with this, the person who comes and does business with us and wants the advertisement is going to get cut and dry. You're going to see it. You're going to see it instantly, that you're getting, you're going to be put on. So, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, what advice could you give to young people that want to start getting into managing, people that want to be artists looking for a manager? What aspects should they be searching for?
Definitely, like I said before, and I always preach to a lot of the up-and-coming artists and the youngsters coming up, is basically just to learn the game. You got to learn the game. Don't be afraid to pick up a book, get all the information that you need. The best manager is going to be yourself, and you need to know the business inside and out. Then when you get around other other individuals who reach out and, you know, want to invest time, invest money, different kind of aspects. You can kind of tell if they really know what they're doing or not, and work with them. Don't rely on just one person to put you on. You got to put on yourself. You got to be able to be hands-on in your career. You have to damn near work harder than the manager. The manager has to work for you. So don't, you know, so just be careful with who you deal with, because there's a lot of people that will promise you the world and give you a lot of different, you know, I'm going to put you on, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you. It's easy to say and it's really hard to do. So just, I stress not enough to learn the game, learn every aspect of the game, and work with the manager. Don't just rely on the manager or that individual to put you on. Just be in control of your own career.
Okay, cool. I'm a 16-year-old artist, and I'm coming up to you, and I'm like, yo, I got a Facebook, I got a Twitter, and a Reverb Nation. What else do I need, social network-wise? You feel me? 3 top links that you would, you know, add to that.
Well, on top of that, I would say number one, it's not even really a link, but I stress to anyone, is to get a video camera. Any kind of video camera you can. It don't even have to be a high-end camera or whatever, but document everything that you do. You know, every show that you attend, get drops from different people, any shows that you have somebody come with you and videotape you. A lot of people claim that they're doing this and doing that, but the public want to see it. You know, they really need to see that you're out there pushing, that you're out there actually doing what you're doing. You know, if there's any flyers or stuff like that, get on those flyers, get on those shows, and get out there and just network with people. I mean, you really just have to network. The internet gives you a lot of tools to set up a lot of things and to get on shows, but you have to seal the deal in person. Like, get out there and be seen, and you know, put 2 feet to the pavement and just run with it. You gotta do both. So I'd say definitely get a camera. It's not really a link, but get a camera, document everything you can. On top of that, of course, like the Instagram is popping right now. That's another good one. Reverb Nation is already stated. That's another good one. And as crazy as this may sound, man, actually MySpace is actually looking pretty good on the music right now. As crazy as it may sound, that's actually geared, like, I think it's almost 100% music now. All and everything, like, just as much, you know, use and abuse this network that, you know, it's free advertisement. And definitely get a YouTube. Like, everything is visual now. Most people won't even listen to a song unless you have some kind of visual for it or a video. So definitely those would be like my number one thing.
Cool. Who's your favorite underground artist upcoming?
Upcoming, I think right now, I like Young Gully right now. His whole style, his whole approach to the game, he's definitely one of my favorite artists right now. Definitely, I'm a fan of my own artist. GT, Game Time. He's a really good overall. He just spits real stuff, and, you know, he's got a little bit of everything, you know, things for the ladies, things for the guys, for the fellas, but he really takes pride in his craft, you know. So besides that, I like, man, it's just, there's so much talent. Like, to be real honest, there's really a lot of talent that's out here, and I can't even really name one, but those are like the standout ones that I deal with on a daily basis that I like.
Do you listen to any mainstream artists?
To really be honest, I really don't pay too much attention to mainstream music and radio. I kind of look at things a little different being in the industry. I don't know. I'm just not really, like, I don't really follow too much. I mean, I like some of the club stuff. I'm an R&B fanatic to the heart, so I like all the R&B stuff. But to really be honest, I really don't follow too much mainstream stuff. I like a lot of the independent. I'm always looking for the independent, the new vision, because they're hungry, you know, and they're telling a tale, you know, that's real right now. These other guys that are up there on the mainstream, they live in a different life. So it's like, how can you preach? You know, you're preaching one thing in your lyrics, but you're not even really living that no more. And, you know, and I'm just, you know, yeah, you know, or never did. So it just, and a lot of the stuff just, you know, I'm not really too much of a big fan. You know, a lot of people probably going to hate that I'm saying that right now, but that's just my honest opinion. I'm not really a fan of mainstream artists like right now. the independent scene is like, I love the independent scene. You can just hear the difference in the hunger and just the truth, and like I can just relate better to the ones that are really on the struggle. These guys are put on already, or smoke and mirrors to look like they're put on, but I like independent music like to the heart.
So what's your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is, your network determines your net worth. That's definitely my favorite quote. I've always stood by it, and I totally believe it, because out here as an independent, man, we don't have a large budget. We're all not blessed to have these multi-million-dollar advancements and all this kind of stuff. Life is hard already, man, trying to live and maintain a household and ourselves, but to compete in this industry, it's crazy. So, and everything with me is like, I feel like you need to network and barter. We don't have the multi-million-dollar, budgets, but bartering is everything for an independent. So that's why I stress to all the artists, like, go out there and network with people, attend these shows, even if you're not performing, like, just go and mingle and talk to these people, be seen, spread your word, put your name out there, and then ask, and just, the bartering is everything. Like, everything I can say, 80% or 90%, I'd say a good 90% of everything that I've ever accomplished was off a barter system, or working, or showing support, a trade, cross promotions. Cross promotions is the number one thing I feel for an independent. Like, don't be afraid to work with different people.
Do you help your artists find beats?
Yeah, from time to time, I like to have my artists, like, basically do their own footwork on that, because every artist has a different ear and a different vision, and I like to trust my artists with that. But on occasion, I'm a fan of the artists that I manage, so I may hear different things and help scout, and we'll shoot them the link to, like, hey man, this guy, I think I can hear you on this and stuff like that. So I do, for occasional, give production to them. I may go out and even purchase beats for them for various different projects, for not even just for, and sometimes I'll do it just because I want to hear them do something to it, just as a fan, because I have a huge respect and a love for the artists that I manage. So yeah, time to time, yeah.
What type of beats should artists really be looking for? For radio play, what type of beats should they be looking for, and why does it benefit them to buy the beats exclusively or lease it?
I would say definitely, especially as an independent, and again, going back to not having a huge budget, you have to make your first demo like the best you can possibly have. Like, that's going to be most people's, 90% of these people's first time hearing you, and the sound quality is everything. You want to look for producers who actually engineer their songs good, because there's, when you put them into some of these car systems and on the radios and stuff like that, the EQing is off, and just look for the quality sounds. And if you're looking for radio play, the radio game is really a lot of politics, and you have to really fall into the mode of the mixes. Even with the DJs, like, they want to hear a certain sound and a BPM that they actually can mix. So you want to reach out and don't just rely, just because your friend is your number one fan and is giving you all this free stuff. Invest in yourself, because you're worth it. An artist should feel like they're worth that investment. Without copping that new J's or that hat, invest into that beat production. In reference to the leasing and exclusive and non-exclusive, that's kind of a little bit of a touchy situation for me, because of, you got to watch some of these producers who will say, okay, I'm going to sell you an exclusive, but they already been having it available as a non-exclusive for God knows how long, for years, and selling it. And just because you cash out and you get that contract, which, number one, you should always get that contract, it's never really, it's a toss-up. It's a 50-50 chance. So I would say, if you got a producer that you like and they got stuff that's already posted on the net, and they're asking for an exclusive, but giving you an option for a non-exclusive, don't buy it. I'd say I want to hear something fresh. I want to hear something custom. Set up a meeting with them if possible. I know a lot of stuff is going on the internet, and you know, which is good business, and you can get stuff, but get something. Ask for those beat reels, those snippet reels that most producers have. Get that stuff that's not posted on the net if possible. And you know, if you like their style and you know and the sound is cool, then yeah, but ask for those. If you're gonna go for exclusive, ask for the stuff that's not posted on the net. Tell them to give me something close to that, or like you'll put them on the right scale. If you're looking for just a free demo to push out, grab those non-exclusives. Those are totally cool. You know, even with non-exclusive rights, you can still sell it. You can still post it on iTunes and get your digital distribution set up. You know, it all goes up to how the contract is set up. Make sure they give you that up to 5,000 units. And even with that, there's loopholes and ways to, you know, up those amount of numbers. But definitely get paperwork for it and be sketchy with the producers. Like even with the big name producers, you know, people really gonna hate me when I say this, but you know, a lot of cats go out and they grab these hot producers that are really put on or is really buzzing in the street and spend big dollars on stuff, when in all essence they're not even really gonna be showcasing their best stuff to you as an independent. Producers want that. You know, it's all about placement. So they're gonna show you their B-rated stuff, C-rated stuff to an independent straight off. If you ain't got a name buzzing in the street, they're not gonna give you the real hot stuff that they got. So that's again when I go back to deal with these independents, research, get people's sounds, grab these things, and you know, an independent producer is gonna grant to give you the best stuff that possible because they want it. Yeah, they're trying to get on themselves. So deal with these, you know, don't be afraid to go out and deal with these independent producers, you know, and that's a great way to build relationships, man, because they're hungry. They'll cater to the sounds. All these other guys that are already put on, you know, it's a whole different ball game. If you ain't got a name buzzing in the streets, they're not going to give you their best stuff.
Go ahead and give me some links of where we can find your stuff, your Twitter, you know.
Okay. Best links to get me is on Facebook, facebook.com, Bart Beez. So Cena, that's BartBeezDocena. On the Twitter, it's going to be iFollowSAE. You can hit me on Instagram, Mrswagaddict, and definitely YouTube. You know, subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm a firm believer, like I stated before, about I video everything that I do. So follow us on the YouTube, which is youtube.com/Mrswagaddict. Just subscribe and check us out. Like, there's our full resume is on there. And also, we got a website that's up. We're still making a couple alterations to it, but it's real easy to follow. It's www.swagaddictent.com.
Turn up your radio, because right now, you are listening to a 24-hour radio invasion.
Come up, show Cosmic Kev, J. Cole in the building.
Hey.
About to go in, baby. It's about to go down. Fayetteville, what's up? What's good?